So I haven't made a video on The Bad Batch in quite a while, mainly because I got busy doing other things, and these types of videos, they usually didn't do that well compared to all of my other stuff. But I did keep up with the show, and on Friday, well, last Friday, The Bad Batch Season 1 came to a close. And because I really couldn't help myself, we need to talk about it and the future of the show. But before we can get into all that, before we can speculate on the future and where things are headed, I am going to give my review. We're just gonna get this part right out of the way. The Bad Batch Season 1. I liked it. Season 1, it was alright. It had a lot of good moments, and I mean a lot of good moments, but all that good, it was weighed down by a lot of filler. This season, it had many episodes that really didn't push forward the plot and kept us guessing for numerous weeks on end, when there should have been something on the Kaminoans or Crosshair or the Empire or Project Warmantle or anything like that. We got stuff like this guy and his weird pet animal. And to be honest, the way this season was structured, it reminded me a lot of Season 1 of Star Wars Rebels or Season 1 of the Clone Wars. Rebels Season 1 had a general plot, but it was bogged down by a collection of filler episodes that really didn't do anything. The Bad Batch is much of the same, and, well, we really shouldn't be surprised because it is a Dave Filoni show. But since it is a Dave Filoni show, we know the direction the Clone Wars went, we know the direction of Rebels, and The Bad Batch is likely to follow that trend. Season 1 is the groundworks, and now that it's all out of the way, well, in Filoni, I trust. But enough about reviews and things like that. Let's talk about what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the future of the show. And we'll start with the biggest thing to come out of this season, and this entire show for that matter, the Fate of Kamino. Now, I don't know about you, but one of the biggest questions I had in Star Wars is, what happened to Kamino? Because after Episode 3, there's nothing. Kamino just sort of dropped off the face of the Earth, or, well, in this case, dropped off the face of the galaxy, and it was never spoken of again. And this season reveals to us why that is. Similar to what happened to the Geonosians after the construction of the first Death Star, Kamino was wiped out. The Kaminoans have been taken by the Empire and are likely to be used in very nefarious projects, with the largest one being Palpatine's contingency efforts. Because for those who don't know, or need a reminder, sometime before or after the rise of the Empire, Emperor Palpatine, doing what he does best, schemed and lined out a plot for the direction of the Empire in case of his untimely demise. A part of this totally legit and safe contingency operation was the ravaging of the galaxy, the destruction of the majority of Imperial holdings, secrets, and personnel, and allowing for a tiny sect of that empire to escape into the unknown regions of space and plot Palpatine's return. And this return would be done so with the use of clone technology, something we see happen during the events of Episode 9. Somehow Palpatine returned, and he did it by transferring his essence into an inert clone body. And my guess is that the Kaminoans are going to be used to lay the foundations for Palpatine's clone research, which we've seen extensive hints towards in other shows like The Mandalorian. And if this is the case, this will probably mean that Palpatine will have a larger role in Season 2. And, well, I don't know about you, but I am all for that, because if he shows up, well, a certain someone isn't going to be that far behind. But other than that, well, there's really not much else to say. I mean, I could go into the Cad Bane versus Boba Fett arc idea again, but I feel like I've beaten that horse enough for one season. Honestly, and I know I probably say this every time I talk about this stuff, but this show could go in so many different directions, who knows what might actually happen. There might not even be a Season 2 for all we know, and until we get more information, or a trailer, or something to do with the Bad Batch, we'll just have to wait and see. If you have any questions or comments about this video, Star Wars, or its lore, you can leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching, and remember, well,